Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. I'm your host Lance here to talk about Metallic Rouge episode 3. Now, we're 3 episodes in. Did it pass a 3-week test? And so far, so good. I say that this show is still good. It's very interesting. I like space stuff. The animation seems to be kind of old school, kind of, also with like fine-tuned upgrades of today's standards. So I'm liking the animation style. And Rouge herself is just so interesting. So, yes, so far, so good. I say this passes a 3-week test. Happy to continue watching this show. Hope you guys are too, because this is a good show. So, this episode starts with Naomi getting a new bird. Pretty interesting. She seems to have a lot of her work seems to go through that bird. It's a communicator. It's like a little spy. So I can't wait to see more out of this bird. It just has to be important. If they make such a deal about it, it needs to be of some importance. Now, the show gets very interesting when Rouge and Naomi have a little fight together. Naomi says, "You're nothing but a tool for Alethea." And Rouge takes that to heart. She doesn't like it. She seems she wants more out of life. She's growing a lot of autonomy. We can see that in a way that none of the other Neons are really growing. Like she wants for more. She seems more human than everyone else. So I'm very interested to see that part grow, and I'll touch on that in another moment. One other character that we meet is Dr. Awful. He's the one that lets Rouge into the Neon Settlement building, and this is the one that's going to be that we're interested in. It's the target building that we're all supposed to be getting into. It's where our next mission is supposed to be. I think this is where we're supposed to go to begin with. So last episode we were traveling, I think very specifically to go into this building. And Dr. Awful, he seems to be the one who takes care of the Neons. He made a comment that the combat Neons are like they don't have the luxury of dying. They're super important. They must live. And they talked about terraforming Venus. I thought that was pretty interesting. Venus is a very toxic planet. It's poisonous to nobody's. It's insanely poisonous because of all the gases. It's insanely hot because how close it is to the sun and the pressure that's building with all the gravity that's being pulled over there. Whatever. It's Venus is a nightmare. So I'm very interested to see that they're talking about terraforming such a terrible place. But I can't wait to see if they talk about more. And then the last big thing that we can take away from this episode is the introduction of learning about alters. Alters are Neons who can override the Mazimov code and can do harm to other people and to other Neons too. Remember the Mazimov code: 1, don't hurt humans, and 2, don't hurt other robots like yourself. And these alters can do both because we see in the end we learned about this child Neon named Uval, and he's dead. We can assume that he's dead by one of these alters. Real quick on Uval, I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was scratching at me for so long. The voice actor for that child is the same voice actor who does the English Rudius Grey Rat in Jobless Reincarnation. So I hope you guys like that little comparison. So it's funny, whatever. Yeah, these alters, very interesting. Finally starting to see another enemy of some sorts pop up. We have that Joker guy from episode 1. We got a glimpse of him today, but he did nothing. And we've got a past war with all these other robots that are just laying around being deactivated. And now we have these other alters. So can't wait to see more out of them. And I'm wondering if these alters are going to be transformable like we see with the Red Gladiator, the red suit, and the Joker suit, and anybody else with the Immortal 9. Because they made a comment there's only like 7 or something like that left. So I want to see more out of that. Last thing I want to say is, I don't know if you guys caught on to it, but there was like a green alien figure over at 7 minutes and 49 seconds into this episode. I don't know, maybe it's another one of those body forming abilities, but I wanted to know more about that green figure. So do you guys have any information on that? I certainly don't. Watched this episode twice. Didn't pick up on anything else. So that's all going to be everything that I have to share today, and I will catch you guys next week.